Hi.
Hey.
We're flying casual. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
Oh.
Them. Out there, we're flying casual because Mara Jade is in episode 9. What?
Really?
Joining me right now is Jacob Nixon, Patreon's own Jacob Nixon. What's up, bruh?
Just flying around.
Yeah, you didn't even know you were going to do this.
I just decided this was going to be it, and I thought I would fly with you. And being your Chewie is quite the trip.
Honestly, Solo. Every time I see a piece from that movie, it looks better, and I can't even. I'm so excited for Solo. It's insane right now.
I'm ready. Hashtag third best Star Wars film.
Bam! That thing needs to get trending because I'm the only one that's put it up. So let's fast forward past the Han Solo film. It's blown everyone's expectations out of the water. It won 4 Academy Awards. 4. And now it is December 2019. Episode 9. A new Jade is coming up in the theater.
Oh.
What do you make? The hashtag show is reporting that Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and the casting director are casting for a 40 to 45-year-old female, I believe, to play a character named Mara or Mara, depending on how you pronounce it. What do you make of that first and foremost? And then, do you think it's actually going to be the one and the only Mara Jade?
You mean that it's possible that Rey's parents are not dead in a pauper's grave? That was my first initial reaction. I thought, oh my gosh, it's another twist. Is Rian Johnson directing episode 9?
No, it's J.J. Abrams, and he's going to start the twist. He's going to start the twist.
Okay.
And not follow through on it.
Okay.
And then whoever does episode 10 will cut them all out.
I thought, are we still going to have fun with J.J. Abrams? Or are we just going to go twist crazy? So now I'm confused, but I'm excited for what we're doing. Are we just going to start going with all the canon names, and we're just going to throw them in there as much as possible?
That's what I'm thinking. Because for me, I'm like, I don't feel like she's playing Luke's love interest from the Timothy Zahn novels. You know what I mean? Like, she was a cool character. It might just play on who that character was in a lot of ways. But look, Luke is dead. And in the book, he had a dream that he had a wife. It was kind of like an alternate reality type thing, the Last Jedi novelization. So it was like a what if scenario. Have you read the book?
Yes, yeah.
Have you read the new Han Solo book, Last Shot?
I have not started it yet, but it is in my pile. It is in the red list.
Andrew's been reading it. He's like, it's the greatest thing ever, and I'm really excited. There's an Ewok slicer in it, so.
I heard the Ewok slicer, and I thought, are they just trying to get a slicer in now? So now we know what a slicer is completely 100%. So we know slicers existed back then. So I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Totally. And I love that this is total side Akbar, but I love that they're like just acknowledging and appreciating Ewoks now. They're like, well, we've pissed everybody off. Put them in Battlefront. Yeah. Put them in this book. Let people know that we also like Ewoks over at Lucasfilm. Even though, JJ's like, I'm not going near an Ewok or a Gungan or Metachlorians ever.
Well,
but he's going near Mara Jade.
Well, okay, stepping back, because I feel like I went on a tangent for a moment. So stepping back to what we said, going back to Mara Jade, so 40-45 is what we're looking at?
Let me pull it up on my trusty note taker here. It's called a phone.
What is?
So we call phones note takers in Canada.
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine?
I was going to say.
Yeah, I think it was 40 to 45. Anyway, I believe it was 40 to 45.
Okay, so 40-45. So you're looking at interesting. So you look at what originally Mara Jade's character was in, the Zahn novels, right? Was it Zahn?
Yep.
Yeah. In the Zahn novels, she was kind of like the hand of the Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
So is she being sent now because she's not hearing from this character's not hearing from Snoke? Is this potentially something that could be. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, it could be that this character isn't hearing from Snoke, so this character is coming to be a combatant to Kylo, or is this character coming to be some kind of mentor to Rey? Now that potentially we're seeing Mark Hamill not wanting to, he's showing resistance. That was a pun. Showing some resistance to saying he may not want to return for episode 9. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, in terms of Mark Hamill, I think he doesn't have a choice. If they write him in 9, he's in 9.
So he signed on for 9 then?
I think he signed on for 3. And he asked that they don't give him a cameo role. And of course, so I guess they gave him a cameo role, and then they killed him before he wanted to be killed. But anyway, I think, though, no matter what, and I think he would come back as well. For me, though, I've said a few times, I'm fine with him not coming back because...
And I feel the same way. I feel like he played his role, and he did his role.
Yeah, and you take away from that ending if he comes back, I think. I mean, look, if he comes back, we'll all be happy and be like, yay, Luke's back. But anyway, for that ending... So it's 40 to 50 years old is what they're casting. I like that idea, though. Like in this new one, does Snoke take the place of the Emperor, and Mara, or this character, plays the same kind of role that she had in the Zahn novels, but from a different perspective. I like that a lot. There's also the chance that maybe this is just someone, like you said, to mentor Rey in the Resistance, another Holdo. This could just be another Holdo situation, for all we know.
Well, with no Holdo, you have no Leia. You have to have some kind of mentor for Rey, somebody to complete her training of some sort, because I think everybody is going to continue to have the problem with Rey saying that she's a Mary Sue. I think that's continuing the problem that people are saying with Rey.
I get this feeling that they don't care. That like Lucasfilm as a whole just doesn't care. They're like, that doesn't need to be explained because the Force is powerful and she learned it. That's how I feel. I almost think that nobody wants to expand on that, which sucks. I think.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, and also, I mean, back in Empire, nobody really touched on after how long was Luke training in Dagobah, and that was a big problem back then. Was people wanting to know how long was Luke there? How long did he train? All these things like that. So that was the same problem they had back then.
But at least he got a little bit of it,
But he did get a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the same argument they're trying to make with Rey, that Rey did train with Luke. But
she didn't. That's the thing. If she actually had like a training bit with Luke that actually felt like actual training,
yeah, that's how I
think we would all kind of feel like, okay, but instead the training wasn't really...
Agreed.
It just felt like it was like, hey, look, they're together. It was serving the purpose of the next scene. It was like, we have to get to this point. And that's what it was, more than letting the character develop.
Yeah. Well, so you got to look at Mara two ways, in my opinion. You got to look at, like I said, you got to look at Mara two ways. Either she is coming as the hand of Snoke to be a villain to Kylo, a villain to Kylo and potentially Rey, Kylo and Rey, Reylo,
which would be awesome.
Which would be great. Which seems to be a popular thing with Disney right now, pushing a female villain, which is potentially with Enfys Nest. Now
it's coming out that Enfys Nest is a guy, so
potentially.
Yeah, I mean, look, does it even matter if it's male or female? Like,
it doesn't matter.
It's under a mask. Enfys Nest.
But I think what Disney's going for right now is trying to say that a hero or a villain doesn't have to be a male or a female, which I think is a powerful thing to say.
Yeah,
I think that heroes aren't a gender, and I think that's a strong thing to say.
Well, I think Superman is.
Well, here you go. Luke's also Superwoman, James.
Damn, Supergirl. Actually, they didn't go that far. I'm looking forward to the Batgirl movie. I hope DC gets their poop together and makes that Batgirl movie. That's a side act part.
Disagree. My wife's like right there. My wife's right there, literally, and that's why I have
She's just.
I hate that they didn't make it a male protagonist.
Oh no.
I'm kidding. No, everyone clicked away.
Actually, we might get more views. Yeah. Like for me, look, I like Snoke's death. I'm okay with it. It's one of my favorite parts of Star Wars as a whole. It's just you just killed what we perceived as the main villain halfway through the middle chapter of the sequel trilogy. That is awesome. I wish more movies would have the stones to do that. I compared it to James Bond, the James Bond villain with James Bond. Just shoot him in the head. Just shoot James Bond in the head, and you are free to. But instead, they're like, "Oh, the laser will go off in 6 hours." Just strike him down. I love that he did that, but it's also a cop out because there's no explanation as to Snoke is. And I've said this multiple times. The difference between him and the Emperor is the Emperor didn't need a backstory because it was the beginning of something. This is the end of something. Where we've seen 40 years of movies now, and this character came out of nowhere and he's super powerful. We deserve an explanation to that. And so I like the idea of this Mara character coming in and being Snoke's hand.
Well, Mara doesn't necessarily even have to be Snoke's hand. Mara could be the one pushing Snoke to where Snoke was. I mean, Mara could be the brains behind everything.
Well, imagine this. Remember when Force Awakens came on, they're like, "Oh, Snoke, it's the Wizard of Oz, man behind the curtain, blah, blah, blah." What if she's the man behind the curtain?
Exactly. And if you remember everything from the very beginning when Force Awakens was in production, the whole concept of Snoke was actually a female.
A female, yeah.
And
JJ gets to finish this off.
And JJ's getting to come back and put the finishing touches on it. So maybe he's getting to go back and do what he wanted to originally do.
I hope. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever find out the true story of The Last Jedi. You know, we heard Simon Pegg's comments about how, Rey's parents have kind of been undone. But he also said, I think he said slightly in that, which we all forget slightly. What does that mean? Like, I think there's still a way for whatever JJ's plan was to go away, to do whatever he wants with that, I think. So I think we're going to get an ending. I think this is totally cool. I also think that there is a very, very likely chance that this name in the casting call is just a phony ass name that they're using because maybe the character has a similarity. You know, I mean, look at the EB games, the GameStop Snoke figure was called Victor. Remember when that came? It was Victor Snoke. Who's Victor Snoke? So it was, look, it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. This could just be, maybe it's, look, we don't know anything about this casting call except for the age and gender. Maybe it's one shot of somebody in the background going like this. Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
you've got to remember too. It's like Rey's name was originally Kira. Now Kira's being Solo, and it's like Finn's name was originally, what was it again? I can't even remember.
Finn was Sam.
Sam. So it's like I would almost assume whatever the next film, which whatever the next story would be, there's probably going to be Sam in it. I feel like whatever these names are, that they feel so confident in, like how Sam is such a amazing original name that Sam's going to come back like, and the character's name is
Sam. I don't want to see Sam, and I'm done with the name Rose. Those are two names I need to just don't come back to Star Wars for. But anyway, that's our Mara Jade talk. I don't know. Okay? Never tell me the odds. Mara Jade, episode 9.
So do I think Mara Jade is in episode 9, or do I think it's just Mara?
Jade.
Okay. Do I think it's Mara Jade? I'm going to go 0%.
Wow, that is low. I'm going to go 1.7.
That's high.
Just in case if it happens, I could be like, well, I predicted it more than you did.
So take that one first, so you could really stick it in my face with the 1.7.
I don't know if you watch the show, but that's what I do with Brock every week.
Smart.
I hear what he says, and I do 0.1 after. That is the plan. Jacob, thanks so much for joining us here on Flying Casual.
Excellent. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. Guys, let us know. Comments below. Mara Jade in episode 9. Yes, no, maybe so. Maybe Timothy Zahn co-wrote it. He didn't. But anyway, guys, until next time, may the force of others be with you.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.